Sunday morning, April 30th, and we're off to Alaska. Kind of a sad morning leaving Michigan, but there's some excitement in it as well. Matt's in the Dodge with the excavator, and I have the dump trailer with his new tractor. We are on to our second day. Last night we spent the night in Fargo, North Dakota, and our goal is to do 700 miles a day. We got into Canada. We went through the border with no problem. They're very nice at the border, it seems. They just ask us a couple questions and let us go through. So we are in Saskatchewan right now, and it's just a bunch of like prairie ground almost. Just flat, big fields, some hay fields and some pastures. Kind of boring, I would say. And the roads are pretty rough. And there's not many houses, barely any houses. Some cute little old farmsteads that doesn't look like anybody lives at. And then every once in a while you go through a little tiny cute town. Here we are in Fillmore, Saskatchewan. Welcome to Fillmore. A tiny little town with a railroad track and a grain elevator of some kind. Coffee shop. I guess this will be the first sighting of animals that we're going to see here in Canada. It's always fun to see cows. And then here's one of those cute little farmsteads. We're here at the beginning of the Alaska Highway, and Valerie is chilly, and so she does not want to get out and take a picture. So I told her I'd take a little video of her instead. I guess the sign says no truck, so Matt didn't want to pull in here. I was all ready to take a picture, but I'll just do it by myself. We're getting ready to go on the Alaska Highway. Well, we left Dawson Creek about 130 miles ago, and it's pretty much snowed the whole time. And I can't quite grab it off of a video, but the trees are really pretty. But it is not a lot of fun traveling in this kind of weather. But we're just cruising along, and everything's going pretty smoothly. It's been a pretty uneventful trip so far. We spent the night in Dawson Creek, and when we went to bed, we thought maybe we'll spend the whole day here tomorrow. But we woke up at 7 o'clock, and we were both like, actually, let's just keep on moving. We felt pretty good, and so we just got right back out on the road and gonna keep going. We're driving along here in British Columbia. We're about a half an hour from Fort Nelson, and it's just raining and kind of miserable out there. It's about 37 degrees, but there's these robins in the ditch. There's just flocks of these robins, and Matt's ahead of me here, and he drives past them, and they just, a whole flock of them fly up into the air. So I'm hoping that I can maybe catch one, even though it's a little hard to see because of the rain and the windshield wipers. Got some caribou running down the road. Pretty creatures. Their feet look like they've got little slippers on. Oh, it's a baby. A baby.
I see him.
Get up there. It's a super pretty valley through here. So beautiful. And then to see those sheep, that just tops it off. So today is day 4, and we just went through Stone Mountain, and it was beautiful. It was probably the most beautiful part of the trip so far. And it's just past, so it's just between Fort Nelson and Toad River. And we just saw 3 mountain goats, I guess they would be called. And it was 2 adults, so probably a mom and a dad and a baby. It was really cool. So our goal is to go 700 miles a day, like I said earlier. And the first 2 nights we slept in our truck. We have these big corduroy bean bags that turn into a full-size mattress that fill up the back seat of the truck, and we can just crawl back there and get a good night's sleep. And so we slept in the truck for the first 2 nights, and then the 3rd night we spent in Dawson Creek. In Dawson Creek we got a hotel, and we ate supper at a restaurant. We got some burgers and some fish tacos, and that was a fun little treat. We've been just eating the food that we've packed. We've been eating like hard-boiled eggs for breakfast a couple days, and some yogurt and granola a couple days, and then just sandwiches the rest of our meals. The kids thought it was great fun to be able to eat whatever they wanted for breakfast the night we spent at the hotel, until about 2 hours later when their stomach hurt. Then they're like, oh, that was way too much food. Valerie's taken pictures along this trip. She's been having fun snapping pictures with her camera that she got for school this year. We stopped in while we were still in Michigan and got walkie-talkies to be able to communicate with each other, and that has worked out really great so that we don't have to make phone calls or anything like that, especially while we're in Canada and we have some areas that it's pretty poor service. And then the last 2 nights of our trip, the 4th and 5th night, we also slept in our truck. It ended up taking us 5.5 days. So Matt sleeps in his truck and I sleep in my truck, and every night when we go to bed, I tell him, don't wake me up before 7. But usually around 5 o'clock, he's knocking on the window and he's like, are you ready? I've been awake for a while. So I guess he's a little bit of a pusher. So it gets us up and going early in the morning. Called Muncho Lake, and this is the area just past this lake. I think we start to run into Buffalo. Well, actually not run into buffalo, but start seeing them. There's a lynx or a bobcat. I think it's a
bobcat.
Just taking a stroll down the road. Take a picture. Oh my. Well, me and Valerie were hoping and hoping that we would see a bear. And we did. Oh.
You want him to look at us? Hey, bear. Hey, bear, look. Look at us. Cheese. Cheese.
We have a whole flock of caribou. Crossing the road in front of us. We are going through Destruction Bay.
Wait, is Destruction Bay where the...
This is where the road gets rough.
I get the name.
Destruction Bay.
This is where we want to see the dolphin.
We had a great trip and we are so excited to be back in Alaska. Thanks for watching and follow along for more of our adventures in Alaska this spring.